Oh, what really makes me angry is like people who can't understand statistics or can't read demographics, because it's really obvious when, like, okay, there was a comic book I saw earlier. I'm gonna like pull it up again. Hold on.
For more information.
Oops.
There is no subway service on a portion of Line 1 between Finch and Eglinton Station due to track work. Shuttle buses are running.
Oh
Please
Jesus, what the
visit
fuck is fucking wrong with my
dbc.ca for more
mouse?
information and help plan your trip.
Oh no. It got deleted. I forget which comic book it was, but it was like the example was like, oh, my employer is willing to pay until I get back on my feet, and I'm like, that's not happening. It's someone who's mentally ill. Should I don't know how to pull it up. I don't know if it's true, but Instagram blocks the likes I can see from other users. Weird, right? People can, like, before on the app you can see like your own likes and then the activities of other people, so like other people's comments and other people's likes and stuff. They apparently block that, so I can't see that from my end. I don't know if it's the same for other users, but they did that after they got in a lot of shit. Yeah, they owe me money, so does Twitter, and they refuse to even like talk about it or anything. It's just weird. But anyway, it's like I think she said I have a boyfriend, and currently I'm like ill, but like I can't really work right now, but my employer's gonna pay me until I can work. And then like my parents are helping me out with rent and everything. That person's lying. There's another one saying it's some black guy said like I sprained my ankle, but now I have to use a walker. And I'm like, again, that's a lie. Like, I don't know what they're trying to say. But demographically speaking, if you are in the situation where you have an apartment and a boyfriend who's helping you, that means you're living off your boyfriend if you're not currently employed and paying your own rent. You get into a common law thing if you do that. So you can't go to prison if you cheat in that situation, I think. I don't actually know the full details of it, but basically, I don't know what, like, the demographics is like, oh, okay, so this woman, like, what do you expect from somebody in that, like, by those labels that people don't like to use. Like, people don't like naming things for something. Oh, those are people who can't read. I actually found out a trick. Slaves can't read. That's how you know. They label it dyslexia or like illiteracy or whatever. They've been trying to teach slaves to read for years. They put them in different types of authority positions. They put them in different types of positions where they're exposed to different people. It just didn't work. You know, it's like everyone else gets it, even if you're poor, even if you're working class, if you're wealthy class, whatever class you're from. They manage to pick it up and do the best they can, and they are actually an integral part of that niche. So socially speaking, right, they do provide a benefit, and it's better to have them there than not have them. Whereas with slaves, it's better to not have them than have them there. They can't read, they can't understand anything, and they have to be forced to work, and it looks abusive, but it's not. That's what I don't understand about why would anybody make slaves, but that's what that was. Yeah, demographics. A man, 45 years old, not married, never had kids, single, works as a stock manager for Walmart. So what is it that you expect from that guy? He probably has his own place. Okay, he has his own apartment. Is he actually? He's a renter. He rents. That guy rents, or he's still living at his parents' house. Either of the two. Most likely he's renting his own place because he's a manager. But it's possible that he's still living at his parents' house to save up money for his own house. Either way, you don't expect him to be a millionaire. You know that he's not driving a fucking Lamborghini or like a Ferrari. Right? He's making what, 60K at most a year. Most of it is going to his bills and his expenses, and probably how who do you think he knows? His colleagues, probably other managers in the area. Most likely, I'm assuming he's not from a very good household because he's only managed to be a manager at as a stock manager at a corporation. He still works for corporate, so that means that his parents are somewhat financially stable or are financially stable, not very wealthy. So again, from the lower end of the earnable incomes, right? Not married means that he does have problems, right? He's unmarried at that age. Typically, people get married between the ages of 25 and 35. I think that's when most people get married. Some people get married later on in life. This is what they mean, like, oh, this guy's he's 45 and he just does his first marriage. That's what people mean by later on in life. They found love later on in life. He doesn't, I don't know, like, that's what that, like, it would be unexpected that he has $1 million. That's all that really suggests. It doesn't mean that it's not his money. It doesn't mean that he couldn't have saved up. Like, he could have saved up all that money since he might have been working since he was a teenager, and that got him a place in, like, enough experience for him to be, you know. But if he has been working since he was a teenager, like, let's say he started working at 16, most likely by that age he'd be working higher level corporate. So he'd be like a district supervisor, or possibly even like owner of a Walmart. So that's what that demographics indicate. Not that he doesn't know what he's doing or that he's not a good person. The only thing that suggests that he's not a good person is the fact that he's not married and he has no kids. It means he's not very sexually active. That's typically a sign of some sort of personality disorder, or it could be depression. But sexually active people typically are more socially apt than people who are sexually inactive. They're more socially inept. It's more expected for them to be socially inept. Not always. But other than that, the friends that he has, most likely it's gonna be the friends that he knew from high school. His friends are gonna be the people he knew from high school. If he went to post-secondary education, then most likely people that he met when he was university, but he'd be acquainted with them. That's what that demographic suggests. So that's the type of person he is, right? Like, not the type of person he is, but that's kind of your basic understanding about his social life, his social structure. That guy's life is, he possibly most likely knows other managers in the area. He knows all of his employees, and most likely he's seen his employees with their friends or through that. But that's it. Other than that, customers he would know, the regulars. There'd be like random people dropping in and out here and there. He wouldn't really know them very well. And I don't actually know how much money he has in his savings. There's not enough to indicate how his living situation is, or if he has any debt or not, or what kind of car he drives. But from that, what I expect is that he drives like probably a mid-tier sedan. If he really saved up for the past few years and he really wanted to splurge a little bit, I'd say he probably drives like a, I don't know, 3 Series BMW or 5 Series if he's been saving up for the last 10 years. Mercedes, he's probably, you know what, I'm gonna say C Series. He can't afford anything more than the insurance will cover it. He probably still hangs out at the same bars he did when he got out of high school. That's the demographics and the statistics. That's what that means. Likelihood of him doing something like rape a woman or steal from his employees, not very likely, because of his age and his financial stability. Unlikely. Not that it's impossible, not that he wouldn't be involved in something, and not that it's not possible for him to get involved in something later on, but not very likely for him to be able to do those kinds of things. So that's what that means. I hope that people would be able to know this. But a lot of people can't read. That's called reading. How do you read? Well, you have to have enough experience and know-how that, like, you know what that kind of guy is and what guys are like and what's expected from that age and that kind of job. And the reason why a corporate like that would hire a guy like that.
Please do your best to stay at least 2 meters or